Hey everyone, welcome to another Pioneer video here on Magic Arena. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and there's a link to my Ko-fi account in the description. So if you're able to support the channel that way, it is greatly appreciated. So today we are playing a little bit of Boros Exile. So this is a card built around Pia Nalaar, 2/3 for 2. That says Thopters you control have haste, and whenever you play a land from exile or cast a spell from exile, create a 1/1 colourless Thopter artifact creature token with flying. So in a dedicated build, this can very quickly pump out quite a powerful army of tokens. And then, yeah, the theme of the deck is playing cards from exile. So we got things like Ren's Resolve, Reckless Impulse, Painter's Studio, Showdown of the Skulls, just various different ways of getting more stuff from exile, triggering the Pia and just getting lots of value off it. Obviously, in a red deck, these kind of impulse draw effects are kind of what they do for card advantage anyway, so there is some advantage to playing those and kind of using the extra cards to trigger steel cutters, pump our slickshot show-offs, do all kinds of things really. But we are running a couple of new cards. So we've got Reality Fulcrum, which is a 4-mana artifact. When it enters, exile the top 2 cards of your library. Until the end of your next turn you may play those cards, so it does a similar kind of effect. And it also has tap to add 2 mana in any combination of colours. Spend this mana only to cast spells from exile. So yeah, we do have a kind of pseudo mana ramp thing going on here that also provides card advantage. So yeah, this is an interesting little card. We'll kind of see how that does. And then we've also got Gloria the Great Armourer. 3/3, whenever you attack, put a +1/+1 counter on target attacking creature. And whenever a modified creature you control, so modified means it has counters, it has equipment or auras. You can whenever one of those deals combat damage to a player, you exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn, so Impulse draws you as well. So yeah, it's all kind of variations around a theme. Then we got a little bit of interaction with Chain to the Rocks, 4 copies of that, which is a very versatile, well, I say versatile, it's very cheap creature removal that can go on any mountain. So any of our 7 mountains or our Sacred Foundries can have a Chain to the Rocks put on them. And yeah, just some other kind of aggressive cards that you kind of expect to find. Defaced Gallery as well can give us some additional power. Turn all our Thopters into 2/1s and they'll very quickly close out the game. So in terms of lands, so yeah, we will be impulse drawing quite a lot. So we don't need a huge number of lands. I believe this is, well, I mean, I say that. I think this is 23, which sounds about right. But we do have Dolcove and Enchantments as well. So we can create some additional attacking power if we need it. Yeah, and then a Fountain Port to do some shenanigans with that. Then in the sideboard, so we got a Giant Killer just to help us deal with big creatures, Destroy Evil, kind of doing a similar kind of thing. Rending Volley, Wear Tear, very versatile removal spell in Boros colours. Apostle of Purifying Light is good graveyard hate and protection from black alongside our Rest in Peace. Builder's Talent just lets us modify some more creatures later on in the game once we've leveled it up. Containment Priest is good at shutting down those combo decks. Doorkeeper Thrall is a good way of just preventing ETB triggers. We don't have that many on our artifacts or creatures that matter that much. Heartflame Duelist, again, good removal spell with a creature attached. So yeah, it's quite a different sideboard, and this is an interesting build of the sideboard. Yeah, lots of different combinations of cards that you can bring in. Yeah, I should say this deck is one from a recent challenge that I did reasonably well. I think came 9th out of something like 32. So I made a couple of changes, just cleaned it up a bit, and yeah, let's see how this does. So that's the deck. Thank you very much for watching. Let's take it onto the ladder. I'd be a lot happier if I was on the play here, but I think this is still a keepable hand. Okay, the opponent's on a probably control deck based on that start. Maybe not. Some sort of self-bounce deck, perhaps. So I think I'll get Corey Steelcutter down now. Rip. Okay, well they're missing land drops at least. So I might just do an impulse draw and see what we get. It's much of a muchness, to be honest. We can chain next turn if they play a creature. Yeah, I could just play Reality Fulcrum now, get that into play. Then we'll get a Corey Steelcutter down. Inventor's Fair, okay. Okay, so it's Artifacts deck. Azorius Artifacts. That makes sense. So they've stumbled a little bit, so hopefully we can take advantage of that and close out the game before they can start getting too much value off there. Synthesizer. So yeah, we're going to be able to modify both of these. Yeah, all of my Chain to the Rocks are just kind of floating around at the moment. Ooh, nice, okay. So they get 2 synthesizers. 2 6/6s and a Metalwork Colossus. Ooh, they are going off quite heavily now. What's this? Non-creature spell. So I should be fine to win, I think, based on the show-off. So yeah, we'll go to... that's not great. Then we'll play Chain to the Rocks. We'll get rid of their Metalwork Colossus. So that's 5. So let's fire off another Ren's Resolve now. Okay. So 7. So we should be fine here, I think. We'll pop a counter on this, so they can block 3 of my creatures. Then I'll bop them with the Bone Crusher Giant. Okay. Okay, we survived a pretty explosive Simulacrum set of turns there. So, not unhappy about that. So, I definitely want Wear Tear. I probably want Roiling Vortex as well. It's kind of a good answer to a Metalwork Colossus that they're trying to cast for free. It does them 5 damage. Destroy Evil is probably not terrible either. Maybe just 1 copy. And I think I shall take out the... maybe the Bone Crusher Giants. Yeah, they don't have many good targets for that, I don't think. Yep. Ooh, Wear Tear's a good draw. And another one. So I think I'm fine to just plot a show off this turn. And then let's see what they do next. Interesting. There's a synthesizer, which is terrible news all round. Okay, I think I'll Steel Cutter and follow it up with Show Off. Good way of triggering Cutter. But I do need a little bit of land here. That's fine. Still no land is kind of annoying. So I could blow that up, or I'm just gonna risk imp. Trouble is, if I impulse draw, I probably almost certainly can't trigger Steel Cutter. So yeah, I might just get back my show off this turn. Then just chill for a turn. Do need to hit a third land. Okay. Good, good. Okay, so let's play Wear Tear, blowing up Synthesizer. And we'll chain to the rocks there. Smith. Do them 7. It's a pretty good turn. That's an interesting move. They went for the portable hole rather than the synthesizer. Guess makes sense. So yeah, let's put Roiling Vortex into play. That will trigger the Steel Cutter. Now they go to 3. Marvellous. Again, the lack of turn 2 creature is a bit sad with Kumano, but this is probably good enough. We got 2 draws maybe to hit something like a show off. Okay, the opponent's got a 5. Indatha Triome, huh? Okay. Okay, Beanstalk is a good source of card advantage. Hello. Good to see you show off. So have that come down as a 2/3. So binding currently 3 mana, if they have one of those. Yep. Yeah, I think let's just stick Steel Cutter into play. Sheesh. Okay, they're probably going to go get 7 drop, which is a bit rough. No? Okay. Oculus is interesting. So yeah, I definitely want to chain to the rocks and get rid of that. And we'll stomp on the other one. See, this doesn't really solve my problem that they can just go and get a 7 drop whenever they want to. Oh, and that was a Primal Odin. Yeah, that would have been... I don't think you can turn that over without any Saga counters on it. That'll be a Traxer then. Here's hoping for another chain to the rocks. Yeah, that's annoying. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to skip this one up because they could just, like, abrupt decay my removal. Yeah, I think this is going to be a pretty tough matchup, but we'll put in Destroy Evil, put in Containment Priest, put in Wear Tear, put in Doorkeeper Thrall. What am I taking out? Let's just take out some of the more expensive impulse draws, I think. We kind of just need to kill the opponent as quickly as possible in this matchup. It's an okay 7. It's not going to win any awards, but it's okay. So you don't want to cast Containment Priest on turn 2, so just see what we draw first. I'd love seeing another land. Okay, Pia Nalaar is something, I suppose. Sadly, can't follow it up with a Ren's Resolve. Yeah, there goes another Beanstalk. Well, certainly drawing lands. That much we know to be true. Okay, I am going to cast Containment Priest now because they might have a turn, both because it triggers Steel Cutter and because they might have a turn 4 Enigmatic, which does shut that off. It's not ideal that I'll just have to play that out without flashing it in. Okay, I don't mind that too much if that's their turn. Okay. I'll just play another command who faces Kakazan. I'll hit them down to 12. 6. Do your worst. Okay. I am amazed we won that game, to be honest. Fine. I don't think Broiling Vortex is doing anything for us here. They're not really cheating anything into play for free. Yeah, I think this is just what we want. Yeah. Again, it's just an okay hand, but okay, the opponent's mulliganing hard. That's a good sign. If I had one of my Wear Tears or Destroy Evils, I feel a lot better about just kind of getting rid of their Beanstalk, without which they'll probably struggle. Yeah, I mean, if any deck can survive a mulligan to 4, it's one that has a inbuilt source of card advantage. Okay, let's plot a show off. Cheeky. What do they go after here? Corey Steelcutter, maybe? Yep. Okay, that's annoying, but not the end of the world. So, play Show Off, do a Reckless Impulse. Play Kumano faces Kakazan. Okay, it's not like I've got a huge amount going on. I can destroy an enchantment with Wear Tear if they play one, but looks like they're not going to. So I think instead I'll just play a Bone Crusher. Then play land and say go. Okay, Archon's fine. Archon can go under a Chain to the Rocks. Cool. Very nice. Fine. Again, a little light on early turns. We're kind of leaning quite heavily on Steel Cutter here. Fine. Okay, Spectral Sailors are coming down. And a Shacklegeist. Nice. Okay. So yeah, let's get Corey Steelcutter number 2 into play. Then we'll chain their Shacklegeist. So the Steel Cutters will give us a steady stream of stuff. Now I assume they have a Spell Queller here, but let's see. Yep. That's fine, because I can just do it again. Yep. Move the... Wow. Leaning quite heavily on Showdown of the Skulls here. I think that's fine. This will probably get quellered again. Yep. I'm still being pretty spicy with their life total. It's kind of as much about just triggering my stuff as it is. That's probably not a good sign for them. Cool. Okay. Who needs exile-based cards when you can just Corey Steelcutter forever? Because that card is very unfair. Okay, I'll put it in Rending Volley. I will probably put in Lightning Helix in this matchup. Doorkeeper Thrall is probably also a decent one. Apart from that, fairly comfortable with what we've got going on. Might trim, yeah, again, I'll trim some of the top end, or particularly on the draw, just because spirits can be quite aggressive and very tempo based, so I don't really just want to be playing 4 drops into Spell Quellers. So it's an interesting hand. Okay, now it's a much better hand. So I'm going to assume they've got some sort of counter for this, but I think that's fine. Yep. And a Curio, eh? Okay. Yeah, it's kind of 50-50 whether the Spirits decks are still running Curious Obsession, but this is pretty okay, I think, because now we can just Lightning Helix this and cut them off their card advantage. The correct play here is to sack this so they don't lose the so I don't gain the life. Yeah. Okay, now they've got to look for a land organically, so to speak. Huh. Okay. I'll just do it all over again. That's fine. I can block one of my creatures here. If they're so minded to, they might not be. I don't think that's the right block. Kills the prowess creature, but they take 1 more damage. Okay. Well, let's go reality fulcruming. And we'll stick their Supreme Phantom away. This will probably be over pretty soon. Not if I draw like that, though. I mean, I'm saying that, I'm being a little over dramatic. This will still be over soon. So yeah, they can go to 1 here. And even if they somehow wipe the board, I've still got my fish. Yep, cool. Pretty easy going. Right, these have all been pretty speedy, so we'll do one more. I don't think I've made a single Thopter token yet during this video. Never mind. Now is the hour. I can feel it. Feel it in my waters. So I'll plop the show off. That'll let me Pia and then show off next turn. Assuming they leave... Ooh, Dragon Skull Summit. That's rare enough these days. Assuming they leave my stuff alone long enough to let me do that, which looks like they are going to, so yeah. Play Pia Nalaar. Play Slick Shot Show Off. Woo! We made it, folks. How dare you? Giving Reality Fulcrum a quick read. Okay. That's fine. Yep, let's get Reality Fulcrum down. Wow. Well, that's not very good now, is it? Oh, I'm livid. What the hell are these? Just land. Endless land. Not being able to make any Thopters there was pretty sad. Now they've probably had enough time to draw some removal from my Pia Nalaar. Okay, maybe not. Damn it. No! Okay, well this is all wrong. Oh look, it's land. It's all gone horribly wrong, hasn't it? Okay, that's having an official nice from me. Because, like, what on earth? I'm being punished for something. I'm sorry I won three matches in a row. Won't happen again. Okay, so let's stomp on their Blade of the Oni. Play, oh yeah, Bone Crusher Fulcrum synergizing with Adventures is quite good fun. Then pass the turn. That'll flip back to being a 3/3. Ha! Little do you know, all I've got is land. Didn't see that coming, did you? Not after I exiled all that land. So yeah, take the trade. I think this is just Mutavault sticking. But they might have a 1-mana removal spell. Oh, brilliant. Well. At least my Thopter can now block their token. They got one card in their hand. Got one creature. They do have Castle Lochthwain, however. FOMO, draw a card. No! It's always the worst. Because it never happens to me. Okay. Now you're just being silly. I wonder how much land I drew there. It was quite a lot. Okay, so the opponent's on Rakdos Midrange. Probably demons, although we didn't see any of their annexes. Either way, I think Wear Tear is good here. I think Apostle of Purifying Light is fine. Destroy Evil is probably reasonable for both demon tokens and Shieldred. Yeah, maybe I'll put in Helix as well. It's a good good life swing. Let's see, Chain to the Rocks, they probably struggle to answer, so I'll keep that in. I'll maybe take out a few of the impulse draws. Pia Nalaar is pretty vulnerable to like Fatal Push and stuff, but if we can get some value off it, it's not too bad. Bone Crusher's fine. Yeah, maybe I'll ditch these studios and run Fulcrum. Just draw fewer lands. Probably would have been fine if I'd just, you know, not impulse drawn like 7 lands. Yeah. Fine. Okay, I can take one of Miren's resolves. Pass the turn with Bone Crusher available to me. This will be quite telling about what they've got in their hand. Okay, they probably got something like an Annex. But playing Annex now is going to start putting quite a lot of stress on their life total. Because if they play it, they'll go to 11. I'll then hit them to 5 at the least, and depending on what I impulse draw, could be even lower. It's not going to be Annex. Okay, they still lose life for that. That's pretty good. So yeah, we'll play Gloria. We'll grow this. Play a land. Can't destroy evil this turn, unfortunately. Something like a Shieldred here is going to be pretty grim. Okay, Blade. Blade is fine. Yep, let's get Pia Nalaar into play. Followed up with a Ren's Resolve. Yep, Delcoven Encampment is fine. Change the Rocks will get rid of their Blade of the Oni. It's gone quite well, actually. So, presuming they've got one removal spell, I can't quite kill them here? No, fine. Good. Okay. Now we're back on the draw, so... don't think I want to change a huge amount. No, this is fine. Still haven't seen any annexes, which makes me suspicious. Rakdos players never go this long without playing annexes. I do not like this hand. I'm not going to keep it. I prefer this hand. I'm going to keep it. You say what now? You don't see that very often. Fine, fine, fine. Okay, that's an interesting choice. Makes me think they've probably got removal if I play Pia Nalaar, but I'm not sure I'm doing anything else if I don't play it. Okay, now I might be doing something else. So maybe I'll Ren's Resolve now. Yeah, and then maybe at least I'll get some value off Pia Nalaar straight away. These wear tears keep appearing in places I don't want them. Okay. Okay, let's play Pia Nalaar. Follow up immediately with Fountain Port, which will at least generate some value straight away. A Braid? Yep. Okay. Well, I got a 1-1. So, screw you. Yeah, I kind of dig this. That's all they're doing this turn. Now then, now then, now then. Let's go a plotting. I mean, I'm gonna kill it. And I'm gonna enjoy doing it. Does that mean they still have another Fatal Push in their hand? Question mark. Well, not sure we're really in the market for sticking around and finding out, so I think let's just go ham now. I keep targeting my basic lands just because they're harder to destroy with like Field of Ruin. It's probably not relevant in most matchups, but yep. You surprised me. Don't love drawing yet more land. So Fountain Port can eventually turn this into a card, I suppose, but I'd rather not. Don't like that either. Don't like any of this. Especially don't like that. Okay, well, let's keep the attacks rolling. Yeah, I'll stick this in the Fountain Port. Okay, that's pretty nice. So I can blow up their Fable. So let's just do that. Now we're kind of in top deck mode. Okay, that FOMO's pretty good. So I'll get Steel Cutter down. And I'll probably just create a fish next turn. That's grim. Yeah, these Fear of Missing Outs have been very good. I need to be able to cast multiple spells next turn if I'm going to win. So yeah, let's make a fish and hope for the best. Good lord, what am I supposed to do about this? Okay. Okay, yeah, I mean, 2 of those 3 games were really rough in terms of the way I drew lands there. That was disappointing, but do be the way it goes sometimes. Never mind. Yeah, on the whole, that was a pretty good performance by the deck. Corey Steelcutter carrying the day once more, as it usually does. But on the whole, some good exile spells. Saw in half. Yes, good exile spells, some decent interactions there. I was impressed by a couple of times when the Reality Fulcrum actually came in quite handy, and Gloria was pretty good as well. So yeah, there's some good stuff here. Chain to the Rocks was the MVP, I think. Yeah, I do like this style of deck. We didn't, as I said, didn't see a huge amount from Pia Nalaar, but it is a pretty like it's a magnet for removal, this card, because otherwise it just snowballs and kind of you win the game. Slickshot show off great as ever. Yeah, there is definitely something here. It's powerful stuff. Yeah, good 3-1, which I think could have been 4-0 with a little bit less kind of ludicrous land flood. But yeah, that is what happens. So yeah, here's the deck list one more time. It's in the description as usual, so let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Contribute to the Coffee account if you can. And I'll see you next time.